G'day Jaffa Adventures, Terry King here. Welcome to the channel. I've done a bucket ton of modifications to my 200 Series Landcruiser, and they are all in a playlist in the library. But today I'm going to share with you one of the simplest modifications that I've ever done to this vehicle. Let's check this out. These are the courtesy lights on your 200 Series Landcruiser, and they're located on all four doors. What I'm going to do today is replace the bulbs in those and do a little bit of a comparison, an illumination comparison, if you will, for those that might be interested in doing this. So that's the plastic cover that comes on the doors. And inside of there you simply fit your bulb, and the plug plugs in on this end. These little suckers are the bulbs that the Landcruiser runs, and they're just a simple, small, incandescent bulb. And the reason I'm going to replace this little sucker is twofold. Firstly, it's an incandescent bulb, and incandescent bulbs generate a lot of heat. Now, it's going to be pretty inconsequential, the size of this bulb, the heat that it does generate. But compared to an LED, the LEDs run a heck of a lot cooler. And I like that. So that's one of the reasons I'm going to swap her out. Second reason I'm going to swap it out is that little sucker actually draws a heck of a lot more current than an LED bulb does. And that's important if I'm sitting around the camp and I leave the doors open. I know there's a timer on the Landcruiser that shuts the interior lights off after the door's been left open for a period of time. But anywhere where I can save a teeny tiny little bit of current, especially when I'm off grid, I'm up for. So that's the reason for swapping these out. You might also say that an LED bulb gives off a lot more light than those incandescent bulbs. And you'd absolutely be right, but that's not the reason that I'm swapping them out. In fact, really bright illumination is not what I'm after here. And the reason for that is, it simply attracts bugs when I'm camping. And I do not need any reason or any excuse to attract insects. However, no doubt they will be brighter. And we'll actually do a little bit of a comparison between each of the bulbs and check out how that looks. So these are the bulbs in question that we'll be doing the comparison on. First of all, our original Toyota bulb. Second of all, an LED with 5 LEDs. Next is an LED with 20. Next is an LED with 28. And lastly, this little puppy, which is a complete replacement of the Toyota furnished light cover. And that's got an LED in it as well, with a connector that simply connects into the Toyota plug. For those that might be interested in that little puppy, there's the part number, and I'll throw up on the screen the shot of the ePray link that I used to purchase these little suckers. Inside the box, you get 2 courtesy lights. So you'll need 4 in total if you want to do the job in its entirety. And just because I love you guys so much, I've sacrificed one of these lights and split it open. Just have a look at what we got inside, and there's 24 LEDs. And obviously they're all forward facing because they're on a flat little panel. And I might actually be able to rescue that one by putting a little bit of aerolite on it. And so maybe it wasn't a blood sacrifice for you guys. There is the factory bulb in there at the moment, and I don't know whether the camera is really going to pick this up or not. But from where I'm sitting, it almost looks brown. It's almost candle colored. Now I've just got a little bit of backlight on this bulb at the moment to try and change the exposure a little bit. And hopefully the GoPro is actually picking up that is almost an orange color. It's pretty ordinary, and that little bulb in there is generating a whole crap load of heat and doing nothing. Now I'll try and get this off with one hand because I'm holding the GoPro in the other hand. It appears as though I've got a helper here as well, so that's going to make it even more difficult. So get yourself a small screwdriver, pop it in the end. There's the end of our door, so pop it in the end of the light. And just lever it, and it'll pop straight out. And you'll see how in a second when I get that off. That end of the light wedges up here, almost acts like a hinge. And that end of the light has a little tab that detents. And there's our little incandescent bulb. I'll try to pop that sucker out without burning my fingers. The first bulb I'm going to pop in is this 5 LED jobber. And LEDs actually have a polarity, so if you get them in the wrong way, they won't work. So if I try and pop that one in like that, and nothing happens, I'll pull him back out and spin him around and pop them in that way. And there you go. Already you can see the illumination is significantly brighter on this sucker. We'll do a comparison with the factory bulb. That is with some backlit illumination, and that is the bulb on its own. All right, that's our 5 LED bulb. Let's pop him out and throw in the next one. There's our 16 LED bulb. We'll pop him in. And there it is in situ with some background illumination, and that's it without any background illumination. Not sure whether the camera picks it up, but I can't tell too much of a difference between the two bulbs. There's our 28 LED bulb, and you can see here you can't get a much larger bulb in there because it actually fouls right on the end of that little tab. Now once I push it in, it clears that tab, but yeah, you can't run anything larger than that. Let's pop him in place. And there's our 26 LED bulb with some background illumination. And there's the 26er without any background illumination. All right, let's pop him out and put in our last one. So the last one completely replaces this Toyota factory cover. Now the way that you get that off is you just push this little tab down on this plug and pull him off. And that's it. There's the little tab on the top of the plug that you push down. On these replacement units, they're already pre-wired and they've got a plug on the back of them already. The back of the unit has that detent tab exactly like the factory one does. Alrighty, so let's plug them in. Holy cow cats, I can tell already that that is the max brightness. Stuff our plug up inside of there. Chase our wires up inside of there. All right, I had to set the camera down for a second just to get that thing started, but it's started now. That little tab is sliding in. And that's it, she's clicked in place. That's the illumination it throws with some background illumination, and that's the illumination it throws without any background illumination. Now, I don't know whether the camera is picking that up or not, but this replacement unit is significantly brighter than any of the others. This is a 24 LED bulb, and it's even brighter than this 26 LED bulb. And I suspect the reason for that is all 24 of these LEDs are forward facing, and on this bulb you've got one row that faces completely rearward and two that face up and down. So that's probably the reason that we've got a significant amount more illumination. So here's the illuminating wash-up, comparing each with no background light. The first one is the factory bulb. We then have the 5 LED bulb, the 20 LED bulb, the 28 LED bulb, and lastly the 24 LED replacement panel. And here we have a comparison of each bulb with some background light as well. Again, the first one's the factory bulb, then a 5 LED bulb, then the 20 LED bulb, then the 28 LED bulb, followed by the 24 LED replacement panel. And as one would suspect, they get progressively brighter. So what does that mean for me? That means I got a whole handful of bulbs that I'm not going to use because I'm going to use these complete replacement units. I know I said I was not chasing illumination, but after I've seen the illumination, it's like I'm off to a flame, isn't it? I love it. I love it. So to hell with the mosquitoes and the rest of the insects. We're going with maximum candle power. All right, I'm going to fit the rest of these suckers. We're going to end the video now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Keep the shiny side up. We'll see you next time when I've got no idea what's coming your way. Bye now.